Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Fimbulvetr. I'm your host, the DM for this evening, the Gold Crow, and with me I have four of my wonderful friends with me. One of which, I think the one on the far right, is going to recap what happened last time on our exciting little adventure.
I'm apparently on the far right. Okay. So last time, due to the commotion happening, Snow Crew was like, "Oh, okay." I mean, the Snow Crew first discussed like, "Oh, hey, Queen's around," and giving some vague discussions on that, but we didn't really do accomplish much aside from just be careful when the commotion happened and the Snow Crew plus Sabrina and the Ice Crew plus Malcolm came into the east side. Naturally, plus Malcolm plus I'm terrible with names, but our Arceus acolyte guy friend also came and after oh my gosh, Loki, you're alive, and after a few minutes we were all allowed inside, in which Loki handed Sabrina the new spell book, and we got a bit of time to catch up before Uriel brought all of us into a large room discussion in which there was a lot of talking points that came along. First, there was the question of, wait, I thought Ice Crew was dead, in which case it turned out that Zachariah was kidnapped sometime during the fight with the Knolls, and he had modified memory used on him to make him believe that he did go out with us and saw us all die. And when that was dispelled, he was like, "Oh shoot, no, that actually didn't happen." We also told Uriel that had infiltrated his rank, but we told him to be careful not to act right away because she clearly had some sort of contingency or backup plan if she was brazenly walking around. So while it took some convincing, he did agree to hold off on that. The Arceus acolytes sort of half introduced themselves and their plans to go to the east side and figure out about the angel summoning demon situation, but they didn't give us they didn't give much aside from that. What's happening over there is classified, and Loki revealed that yes, while the rest of Ice Crew survived, he did indeed die, but accepted coming back and breaking his clerical oaths to the Hallowed Flames, which got him in very deep hot water with Uriel, who frankly wasn't getting a lot of good news anyways. And that was probably just the tipping point of the iceberg. So it was clear. So he was very much not happy with that, and made it clear that Loki was not accepted among the Hal Flames anymore. After that, he left, and Nick decided to make sure he was able to connect with the MDRA in order to get the meeting set, and we set the meeting with between the MDRA, the Hal Flames, the Expedition Society, and I guess Lowen's going to be there too for 7 days in Calder, so we have a time limit. After that, we all teleported back to Fort Radagast the next day, in which the Pancham told us actual details of what was going on. That there was some sort of break-in with the Arceus Acolytes area, and the seals for the demons was stolen by someone who was in an inside job, and whoever it was is presumably disguising themselves or pretending to be the Absol Angel that he's next to, and that's the reason why they specifically decided to come. And because it's an inside job and because the person seems to be doing it a bunch of places, not just the ice continent, the Sylveon, again, sorry, I'm terrible with names,
Jude.
agreed to... Huh?
Jude.
Jude, thank you. Agreed to go back to their main base on the Mist continent and see what can be done there. So, with that, we are all back into base and getting comfortable. And that's about what happened.
All right, yeah. So you have just arrived back, and you can have a reroll for the session, of course. And Bartholomew and Ramiel are kind of staying here for the time being. They have kind of gone in to look around, leaving you in the library with the gold dragon, Alderion. Is with this 7-day period looming before you. Do you have any ideas what you wish to do in this current juncture?
Yep. Proteus is going to commit all 7 days to working on the teleportation circle spell because it'll be just about done if he does so.
You mean communication circle?
I mean communication circle, yes.
Okay, so you're just gonna be off and a part of probably the laboratory where Grimoire and Polly hang out.
Yeah. Scribing it out for Professor Eric Helais.
Yeah. Okay. So Proteus just immediately leaves and goes up there.
All right. It's like morning
Yes.
whereabouts, right? Okay. Too early to talk to Dad. So, hang on, my brain reset. If anyone else has anything they want to do that right now while my brain reboots.
All right. Sabrina needed what specifically? It was a platinum or gold pin?
It was a gold pin or a silver pin worth 250 GP.
Though I think that was mentioned to do last, just in case we are able to get to Loomhausen for shopping before that. So, just as a contingency, if we can't accomplish that, I believe.
Gotcha. That'll be on the last few days for projects that Aiden will be working on then.
What is
Okay.
Aiden's first project?
Well, it seems like we're going to need more of the Frigid selves, so he's probably just going to be busy with those for most of the week.
Okay. So that will. Do you want to get them just all out of the way right now?
I believe, based on time frame, it would be 5 days of work, with the 6th day potentially being the pin. We'll see.
All right. So do you want to just do it for today then, or do you want to just do them all at once?
Let's do the 5 days of selves.
All right. So that'll be
Right.
5. That'll be 5 checks of int nature.
Right.
Prepare enhance ability on yourself. If you haven't, pretend you did it for the last 4 days.
I don't need to, just because I've got the manifold tool, so I've got advantage. This is a bit weird because I got to actually do this check repeatedly.
Yeah, so just do it 5 times or separate.
Can you even fail? That's the question.
I have a plus
Yes.
9, so yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Very
just one.
easily, technically, but
One made.
advantage makes
2 made.
2,
3,
3,
4, and 5.
5.
You almost got a nat
boy.
20.
darn. Oh well, 5 made
it's
is
5
still pretty good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So you just keep that on your person, and you can
Yep.
distribute them how you like.
Probably depend on what we end
Yeah,
up doing.
I'll keep them on me for now and then distribute as needed.
Yeah. All right, and Is there anyone else here doing anything?
Yeah, my brain finished rebooting. Okay, so Sabrina's gonna get her ether tools, and she's gonna go up to the lab with Grimoire, and she's gonna say, "Hey, Grimoire, look what I got!" And she's gonna show her the ether tools.
Where did you get your hands on those?
Kleinman had them, so I reappropriated them.
And what do you wish to do with these?
I want to learn how to use them. I think it's about time that I started acting on something you told me quite some time ago. You said that you think that abjuration is the key to getting this ether under control, so I want to use this to start doing that. Can you teach me how to use them?
Indeed I can. It will require some training though. Let me just check something here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually have something for this.
Magic.
We have plans.
It will require 3 days, possibly with your intellect.
All right. Well, fortunately, we've got the time. I've got about a week.
All right. So each day you are going to do an arcana check that is going to go up in difficulty. It
Okay.
starts at 12, it goes to 15, and then 18. And once you pass that last one, then you can start doing stuff with ether.
All right.
All right.
Cool. I cannot fail the first two.
Okay. So then just the last one then.
Yep.
Since the last one will be taking place at a later date, Loki will do the will be a normal type for that, and he'll give you guidance.
Cool. Do you want me to roll that now, DM?
Yes.
Okay.
Does he have like freaking plus 19 to it or something?
What advantage?
36.
Oh my goodness.
36. How are you getting advantage? Or no, that's
That
not
wasn't
uh,
advantage.
no.
Yeah.
No, that's the guidance.
Okay. Okay, you got an 18. Okay. All right, yeah. All right, yeah. That yeah, okay. So you can what this is essentially going to do is I'm going to kind of unlock the crafting mechanic for you
Okay.
where you can make any uncommon magic item you want as long as you have an amount of ether that would suit that.
Nice.
And you can do some other things depending on what you're presenting to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me write that down real quick.
Congratulations. Sabrina is also now part artificer.
But that in itself takes time to make, and it requires a lab, which you have here, and just some time. All right. That is what you are doing.
And she. Sorry, go on.
And if Loki was really in there on the third day, I'm going to say your third day is taken up, Loki, in there helping her.
That's fine by me.
Yeah. Okay. And you had something else, Sabrina?
Yeah, that evening she's gonna a far screen with Dad.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So you open a where are you when you go to do this? Are you in the lab still?
Probably not in the lab. She's probably going to commandeer one of the spellcasters to extend it to an hour, even though she doesn't anticipate needing that long,
All right.
just in case.
Uh,
All right, probably Sinbad.
Okay.
Well,
thanks, Sinbad.
Sinbad might be gone.
Oh yeah, he might be gone.
That's
at this
true. He might be
stage.
gone. Okay.
on the third day. Let's before you do that, let's see what the other characters are doing in this at least 3-day time frame.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so Proteus is busy. Sabrina is busy. What is Aiden doing again?
Aiden's been busy with the crafting.
Okay. He's
He's
just
been to selves.
yeah. Right, you were doing that. Sinbad.
Well, as I guess everyone leaves,
Yep.
Loki is gonna say to, I guess, the remaining 4 other people there, he is going to in-universe do this, say, while we've got time, I'd recommend doing some exploring potentially near the base or to the north. We still have much preparations we need to do, and we shouldn't all be just sitting around here for the week.
Yeah, if I did that, I'd have to become a tournament organizer for Triple Triad or something, and I don't think Sabrina would appreciate that.
Nick says, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind that, but I don't think peeving off your sister is quite a good idea, so...
I'm concerned to ask exactly what Triple Triad is.
He just shows Dante the card of himself.
Yeah, there's suspiciously almost a trading card of you, Dante, with 4 numbers in like the cardinal directions in the upper left corner of it. What are the numbers on it, Sinbad?
Oh, let's see, probably like down is probably A, left is 7, right is 2, up is 5.
Yeah.
This must be some sort of spellcaster type game. I don't understand how you have this. Arcane spellcasters. I mean,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it mutates to either who you know or whoever's most important in the world at the time. I'm not really sure. Sources vary.
You gotta teach me how to play that sometime.
Yeah, mostly I've been playing it with Melinda and Jameson.
Yeah, he was Jameson was a little thought it was a little strange how there was a card called Jameson question mark.
Can I play?
I'm like, yeah, probably. I mean, it's just if one number is bigger than the other, at least until we get to the extended rules.
Oh boy, I'm good with numbers, and I won a card tournament once. It was great. Right, guys? I did it, didn't I?
He ain't kidding. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
I don't think anyone knows how he managed to win that, or he's just better at numbers than really give him credit for.
Well, as fun as that would be to set up a card game tournament, unfortunately, we are in dire need of finding locations to get items so we can go on the other side of the continent. Even the hardiest of us are beginning to struggle to stave off the cold over there.
Yes, indeed, and the sooner we can move off of having to rely solely on those salves, the better. They're useful, but we can't use them for long term. and we will likely need them for anyone who we bring over, especially before the dragon, right?
Yeah.
Question is where
So,
we're planning to look.
I mean, I
If we
think
go in.
we've largely unexplored. We have not explored to the north very much at all. The only time we went that way was to find Thor, and we did not really explore much to the northeast or northwest of our position. So it's close, so we could get back here relatively quickly, but still potentially useful for us to find locations of interest.
Well, we have almost a week's worth of a time frame.
Yes, I would try to be back by try to be back within 5 days if you can, but otherwise, exploring around there would do us some good.
So that's what I would have to agree with.
Alright, well, I guess we could do a bit of exploring up there. About time I get to do something that isn't just talking, more talking.
Yeah, well, sometimes blowing things up is a great way to refresh your diplomatic skills, and sometimes it makes you miss diplomacy.
Trust me, given the encounter we had up in the mountains past the gate, I was quite glad to have those talks instead, even if it was still nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I suppose fair is fair. Wouldn't wanna engage in conversations. I would rather engage conversations than deal with that storm again, but yeah, either way, seems like it could be fun up there.
I don't know if we want to bring Bart with us and see what he can do, or if we want to just leave him here to get acquainted with the place.
It's better to just ask him instead of planning without him.
I suspect he probably will not agree to it, but I suppose there is no harm in asking.
Is this the part where we go and ask him?
Yep, pretty
I
much.
assume so.
Okay. Who's going to go ask him?
I mean, probably Sinbad, I guess.
Yeah, you catch him through in the hallways. Romuel's not near him at all. You don't see him anywhere, the angel. But you do catch him in the wandering around your fort.
All right, and Sinbad will just say, "Hey, it's Bartholomew, right?"
Yeah, pleasure to meet you. Where's you can call me Papa Bear.
Oh, I thought that someone said they were calling you Bart. I think that was Malcolm.
I think that was the sheep fellow. Yeah.
Well, either way, it's good to meet you more officially. I suppose say I'm Sinbad, and this is where I've been living, or I guess we've been living for a couple months.
Hmm. I heard. Well, in that conversation back with the Hallowed Flames, I heard you were on the right side of the continent. Is there anything you'd like to tell me about that here rather than there? I know how it is.
uh, well, I don't think that we've really told you much more than we've discovered. Once we came back from the library, we told you that we've seen we've seen the demons, where we've seen demons, but that's about it. No sightings of angels, unless we want to count the coatl that whizzed past us.
Yeah, you mentioned that. To be perfectly honest, I don't know anything about that. This whole continent is sort of a strange new world to me.
It's a strange new world to everyone, I think. Which is why we are in need of exploring it. In order to bring ourselves and others to the right side, we're going to need some better equipment, likely from Old Havergil, and so we need to find more of their sites. And we're wondering if you would be interested in joining us during that bout, or if you would rather stay here and get used to everyone else that we know.
I would rather the latter.
Well, that's fair because you'll be working with them for a while.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I don't know if I can trust you completely yet. And I have a feeling it's the same way with me.
But there's nothing that makes you trust each other more than when you go on an expedition to go look for an ancient temple and you end up finding a giant buried stone golem with laser beams.
Mm. But that's prime opportunity to stab someone in the back, too.
I mean, you could do that, but you probably make everyone die too.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But to be honest, I've just had enough of exploring so far, and I'd rather kick my feet up and enjoy this warm hospitality. Unless
Well,
you're going to the
very
right
well.
side, I sort of have to do my job.
Well, no, we're just preparing for that right now. Though, if you stay, I will say Eldirion has more or less reserved the right to assign tasks to people.
Oh, you mean that gold dragon that we saw, right?
Yeah, his is the job to ensure that our food supplies are not diminishing faster than they can be replenished, and firewood and so forth.
That would make sense, because he seems to have really kicked it off with Ramiel.
Uh,
Yeah, that's where he is right now, if you're wondering where he went. They're nerding it up or something in that library.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure that Ramiel can't really leave you behind, if I understand correctly.
Oh, he can. He can. He does. Sometimes he gets missions assigned to just him. We're connected, but we're not. We're not tethered by a short chain.
Yeah, that's that's convenient.
Yeah. It would be awful if he was just an arm's length away wherever I went.
Yeah, I can't imagine constantly being tied down to some sort of deific creature.
Well, it's not like that. It's just yeah. If you're going to the right side, just give me a holler.
All right. Well, for now, I guess enjoy your time here at Fort Radagast and see what it is that you think you can bring to us or us to bring to you, and see what we can do.
Well, if you can find some, if you're going out there, if you can find, if you can find some, uh, various types of gemstones, we could, it has to be, opal.
Opals, huh?
Yeah, that way after I go, we can keep in communication, and, I don't know if you're all in this angel business, but you seem to have been roped into it, for at least for the ice continent. But if we need some more help, and I'm not afraid to ask for some help, I might give you a holler.
So with the so you said when you leave, what does that mean?
When we deal with this angel on the other side of the continent, well, I have no reason to be here anymore.
I suppose that's fair. Mission would be accomplished at that stage.
Mm-hmm. But as I said before, there has been whispers of other angels around the other continents wreaking havoc. This is the first time we've got a description on them.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have your work cut out for you, but we'll see what we can do to help you out here. But I'll keep some opals in mind. I suppose the next question would be how expensive do they need to be? Because I understand that they have to be of well cut carrot most of the time for the more powerful magics.
Need to be worth 100 gold. With that, we can erect a statue of the creator Arceus, and you can communicate to us through it. It's probably going to get me more paperwork, as I said before, as I'm not supposed to be telling civilians this, but what do we gain by keeping zipped lips when dealing with this sort of thing?
I didn't know that one could pray to a statue and get it to commune with clerics.
Oh, it's not clerics. We're very different from clerics.
I wonder if it could go the other way as well then, though I don't claim to know much. I was never a quick study, but I have an affinity for Fulgur, so perhaps if you reach out to Fulgur, that could also work. Although I don't know if that would be considered blasphemous.
Well, I get scolded for that a lot. But one other thing I need is I need some holy water, or at least a place to make it.
You need powdered silver for that, right?
Yeah, or just a pond where I can make it. Or maybe we could just melt the snow and do it that way.
Probably. We have several of those available nearby, so you could ask Alderion and he'll point you to the most suitable one for the task. He knows more about creating holy water than I do.
Okay, well, I guess I should go on and get to that. I really don't. I know Romuald's sharing embarrassing stories about me to that dragon.
Well, why don't I go distract Romiel while you talk to him then?
All right. We will then bounce to another character if Aiden or Nicholas, if that's what you're gonna do. Or not Aiden, Dante or Nicholas. Or Malcolm.
How curious what Malcolm's doing.
He's probably following Sinbad around, like trying to get him to teach him how to play triple triad.
So as
Oh,
soon
no.
as you turn around, Malcolm's there.
Hi, best friend.
Hey, Malcolm.
You want to play?
Well, unfortunately, I have to try to plan an expedition.
Okay.
But the best part is the cards come with me wherever I go. So We don't. It's more a question of when than if.
Yay.
That's all Malcolm has to say. He will proceed to follow Sinbad around like a shadow for the rest of the day.
Okay. All right, so you're with Sinbad.
Yep.
Dante, is there anything you're doing after Sinbad has left?
Let me think. Because if we're getting ready to just head out, then it feels boring to say, but I know we're low on potions, so
You would have to spend the whole day doing that. Oh.
yeah, that is a problem. And I don't know how soon we're going to be leaving.
I assume probably as soon as Sinbad's talking.
Ooh.
Okay, let's bounce to Sinbad then, and let's finish that off. So you're going back to the library, correct?
Yeah, with Bartholomew, and I guess the shadow of Malcolm.
Yeah.
Love the idea
A
that
sheep
Malcolm's
without a
being
shepherd.
bribed.
All right, so yeah, you go to the library, and sure enough, you see the angelic looking Absol and the gold dragon kind of conversing over some tea.
Well, I hate to interrupt tea time, but I have a couple questions for Romeo here.
Oh yes. What would that be? Was it Sinbad, was it?
Yes, that's correct. So, and this is probably where more like motions for Bartholomew to do whatever he wants to do with Aldir. So
Yeah. Yeah, keep on going.
So we are looking to continue exploring north of our base here, as we haven't had much need to go there. But if we want to push into the right side of the continent more consistently, we're going to need equipment from the Kingdom of Havergo, and we are wondering if you had any interest in joining us on this venture, or if you wanted to stay here. Bartholomew seems to wish to stay here, but I figured I'd ask both of you.
Well, I think it is my reputation on the line here. And I honestly would like to go over there and deal with it post haste, but I know how difficult your mortal faculties are to live with. In fact, I had to change Bartholomew's bed sheets when he was younger, and he soiled them.
So you must have been with him for 20 years or something then.
Yes, yes, I have. I think it was confidential information, but it appears Bartholomew has let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. But apostles are chosen usually by the church or us angels when a previous apostle passes. We need to find a new one to bond with post haste, and usually they're picked in advance. But there have been some exceptions.
So you knew that you wanted to bond with him beforehand, huh?
Well, I didn't. It's a difficult process. The church, my superiors, chose him for me. That's enough talking about me, Mr. Gold Dragon, sir. I believe you know where there's some water I can sanctify to make holy water. And Alderion just says, I thought you said he was smart. There's water all around as the snow. He's in a new environment. He just kind of grumpily just leaves the library.
He surmised it, but didn't know if the snow was tainted in any way.
No, he should just be able to gather that up and melt it down, and he'd probably need some help doing that, as we discovered fire is quite waning here in the ice continent. We were using radiant fire.
Yeah, you might have to go and ask Jameson for help there.
Aldarian says he should be up in the southwestern room on the second floor. If you want to tell your apostle that. Well, I think he should go around and meet everyone. Anyway, is there anything else you needed from me? Romuald says.
Do you know Charlie?
You asking Romuald that?
Yeah.
I have not met a Charles or a Charlie. No.
Oh, okay.
Who is Charlie? May I ask?
Oh, he's a unicorn. I saw him in my dreams once, and we killed a dreamkeeper with no. It was a long time ago. I forget.
Well, it is true that unicorns share nature similar to us, to angels, but they prefer the lands of the Feywild over where we're from.
Okay.
But to answer your question, I get lost. I get lost in discussion very easily. Perhaps I would join you if it would pertain to our mission here. But only that. I don't wish to delve into the politics that seem to have enraptured the hallowed flames and the mages alike. So I should warn you, I should choose not to join you in battle if it does not further our goals.
Well, mostly we're just trying to find artifacts and other things out here. So perhaps we might find something that you'll find to be useful, or at the very least you'll be able to get a better read on our characters than the first trip would have given you.
Hmm. And don't take it as offense if I don't join you in battle. I only do this to make sure our own faction stays neutral.
So, including against the native beasts here, if we run into any of them.
Those are a different story. Anyone aligned, I've heard about the thieves. I will not partake in that as well. But if it is merely beasts, I can assist you.
Well, that works for me. If you would like to come along and help us find these sanctums, it just seems like we will likely need someone who can understand the ice language or celestial if the last place we went to was anything to go by.
And besides that, it would look very bad if I were seen slaying any mortals.
Yeah, particularly with your current situation. I understand.
But yes, if it's a short journey and it furthers our agenda to get to the right side and deal with that particular issue, then I shall come with you. If Bartholomew gives his blessing. It would be problematic if I were to die for him.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you discuss it with him, but I think we'll be setting out by midday.
Hmm. Once he has gathered snow, I shall talk to him.
All right, and the Sinbad will return and report to the away team.
All right, so that's what you go to Dante, Malcolm, and Nick about that.
Yes.
Do they have any anything they
Uh,
wish to do with that information?
Thinking, Nick would probably say, huh. I don't know if he's gonna get permission, but I guess, if we're lucky. Kind of half want to see if we could persuade Bart, but something tells me we're meddling in affairs that ain't exactly our forte.
It makes sense given Romuald's position, just why he's opposed to taking a side. But
Yeah, being someone pretending to be you killing people and then you taking sides would certainly be certainly not exactly be a good look. Plus, pretty sure they just don't want to engage in anything that's going on here, which, yeah, like I can get. I mean, we're kind of forced to due to our situation by not getting involved in this stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to know him a bit more, and at least we'll have someone with the capability of reading some things, unlike last time. Assuming that comes up. Hopefully, it doesn't come up, but I'd rather have him with us and be prepared for such a situation than have more chaos come for us and them.
Do you got anyone here that isn't? Do you got anyone here that isn't disposed that knows the ice language?
perhaps even something as lower level as comprehend languages, if we can get something like scrolls of those.
Well, if we're taking scrolls of those, then Grimoire might be able to. I don't know if she could get it to us today,
I should
like right away.
I should also remind you in 3 days from now, the you can just do a free one of these, but as one of these characters.
Oh,
Right.
Right here.
Yeah. Comprehend languages would probably be a 12er, I think.
So
It-
it's a first level.
First, second, third.
Okay,
Yeah,
so she
so
can't go
comprehend language
beyond
would be
3.
12er.
So yeah, you can. But you'd have to wait 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think
That's fine.
at the end of the day, I would not provide us much of value if I waited for 3 days. I'd rather find a place even if I don't go inside of it. That's more my goal this time anyway, is more finding as many places as we can rather than delving deep into any one location.
Yeah,
Unless
I mean,
Proper
to me,
scouting mission, then, more than anything.
unless
Yeah.
it becomes obviously prudent we have to go in there immediately.
yeah, it's entirely fair. We could just go And if we encounter the ice language, well, we just go back and either pick up a scroll or bring someone who knows it. Especially if we're going to be close by to here. We'll be in a position where we probably could just come back and then head back out again. So I'd say if the angel doesn't go, I'd say we'd just continue doing what we were planning and just come back and encounter that situation. No need to overcomplicate it.
Yeah, or rather, we just steer clear of any place like that unless we absolutely have to go in. But for now, I think finding the most places we can is the plan. If we can't get them, and if we can, then we'll see what we can do about going inside of the place and getting what we can. So I guess for now, we'll wait for Ramiel. So I guess I'll go and briefly speak with Melinda and Loki before he finishes up.
All right. So, do you wish to go to Sabrina's conversation, even though that's at night, or I guess who wants to kind of go next? 'Cause I'm kind of having a trouble balancing everything so everyone gets there proper.
Who's next?
Uh,
I am
Let's-
not in a hurry. I am if you guys want to go first, that's fine.
let's see. I guess what Loki would be doing today is he'd probably be, I think, assuming he. Sorry, my thoughts were jumbled up. Loki would probably start by joining the hunt, assuming they hadn't left by the time we got there.
You could catch it before Jameson, Isaac, Melinda, and Ivy leave.
Okay, then yeah,
Okay.
Loki.
Yeah.
That's what Loki would probably do for the day. Is he'd go out and he'd also do is since he's planning on going out to do the hunt, he'd offer to let Ivy stay back if she would instead prefer to do the cooking.
Yep. She just stays back. She just goes back inside. But because you're doing this, it will take a day to do it. But you can basically do an athletics check to see what you get from this.
Let's see. Oh, a nat 20.
All right, so you get to choose what you want here. And you get you get basically 4 choices. So the rare choice is an advantage on saving throws, and we'd roll to see what it is. But you can just choose whatever one you want. The uncommon one is you either get a guidance, bless, enhance ability, or pass without a trace that lasts a day. And then the common one is +2 to a stat. And then you can choose 4 of any of this.
How long does the food wear off? Would the food still be good by the time we do the go for negotiations?
It
It
lasts
lasts what, 7 days?
It lasts 7 days, but lasts a day when you consume it.
Okay, so I think it would be if it's gonna last until we do the negotiations, and I think funny enough, I think the best thing to do would be to give enhance ability to persuasion. Get enhanced ability food for persuasion checks.
Will it be for charisma?
All right, for
Yeah.
charisma.
It's for all charisma.
So, do you want 4 enhanceability charisma foods?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so just keep that in your inventory and keep track of the expiry date on it.
Charisma
Right.
spaghetti.
Charisma. You know what?
Listed
Sure.
as
That's what I'll call it.
expiring.
Charisma spaghetti.
The silver tongue spaghetti.
It expires day 26.
Basically the day after the
Oh wait, so
negotiation.
27.
Or no, 2 days after the negotiation, because you set it up yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's 6 days away right now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, all right. So yeah, you do a pretty good job. Ezek says it's good with someone competent and not complaining dragon girl.
Dodge.
Loki. Sorry. Loki says, well, I can't speak on Ivy's situation, but at least for mine, when the work needs to be done, I just do the work. I've never been one to, if given a task, I've never been one to complain. I just do it to the best of my ability.
Melinda says, I think she does not like me for some reason.
There's certainly a slight possibility in that, considering you apparently look similar to the thing that the Snow Crew believes wanted her dead.
That is why I wish to gain everyone's trust, is maybe I don't trust myself either with the powers I hold. They feel somewhat wrong.
Power is both a blessing and a curse in many ways. Having great power does mean you're capable of very terrible things, but having great power also means that there's much you can do that others cannot. What determines who you are and what that power is your own heart and your own desire to do good.
Yeah, I think Jameson says, I think if you just keep being really nice, Melinda, like everyone will like you. That is
Trust
that is what I hope, Sir Jameson.
trust can be hard to build sometimes when it's broken, and even if it wasn't you that was broken, it's it was still broken by someone who looks like you. If you stay your course and eventually, I believe trust may be established. It's similar to how Ivy is not particularly trusted by the other Great Worm.
Hmm. I I just hope I can prove myself and become friends with everyone like Sir Sinbad.
Perhaps see if you can. I plan on asking around tomorrow and sort of getting an idea of the building's morale, see what people need, see if there's anything that can be done to help out. Perhaps would you like to accompany me tomorrow?
I believe I have duties doing this with Sir Jameson and Sir Isaac, but
Ah,
if I could be excused, I would.
ah, well, certainly require, probably need to convince Ivy to double down and focus. I can try and see if I can get you excused. That way, if you can come around with me and help build up morale, then perhaps that would be a good first step.
Yes, if you could do that, I would enjoy doing that.
I'll at least give it a good attempt, if nothing else.
And then it shall be if we are allowed to do such things.
Right, I'll do my best to help out with that at the very least.
Okay. So you're basically going to be doing this for the majority of the day, the first day.
Yeah.
Um, what did Nick, Sinbad, Malcolm, and Dante wish to do?
Oh, what did Ramiel end up saying? That's the
Oh,
question, because I think we're striking out one way or another.
Bartholomew comes back to you with buckets full of snow, and says, "Wait, so you're gonna bring Ramiel with you?"
Well,
No.
I asked him the same thing I asked you, but he said it was the decision he'd leave in your hands if you wanted him to come with us or not.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, we had it is ultimately my decision, yes, but we did have a discussion about trust and separating me between the angel that is bonded to me and that I will die if he dies. Uh, well, could you inspire some confidence that won't happen?
All
Well,
right. Well,
what?
I you go first.
Okay. Well, see, the thing is, first off, peeving off an angel isn't exactly on my to-do list, so not exactly interested in picking a fight with him, and if he knows the languages that we need his help with, then then he'll be pretty helpful in that as well. And to be entirely honest, I'm not exactly the type to let my allies die in the midst of battle. Go ahead and ask Lowen during when we were walking our way to the gate and we end up in the storm. I figured my allies could handle themselves, but I focused on making sure he got out of there alive. So if push comes to shove and if the worst happens, I'll make sure that I know who my priority targets are and I'll make sure that he's able to stay safe.
I'm mainly in a similar boat. I've had enough close calls with death out here that I would never want to inflict anything like that on anyone that I'm traveling with.
Well, you'd get a 2-for-1 special if he died.
So it'll doubly make good to make sure that he stays alive. Besides that, angel business over on the east side sounds like it's going to be a pain if it doesn't get dealt with. So keeping you and him alive is going to be necessary to deal with that as well. So I think we got plenty of motivation to keep him alive and make sure both of you stay alive.
He also made it clear that he would not get into conflict with anything other than wild beasts out here and avoid picking a fight altogether, and we agreed to those terms.
Uh, both Nick and Sinbad do a persuasion check.
All right. Persuasion. 17.
17. Wow, we're coordinated.
He says, "Well, yeah, but if he's not going to partake in your your conflicts with others on the continent, that's all right. And if you assure he's going to stay alive, that's all right. But I need one bit more of persuading to actually like convince you to let him go with you."
If I
If
show
you're
you how strong I am to keep him safe, would that work?
How strong you are?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm pretty strong.
I could see that.
if you're concerned about something such as my healing abilities or Loki's ability to protect others, there are plenty around that you can ask that have experience with us. Granted, I don't know.
It's Nick, not Loki.
Well, Nick has those capabilities too.
I was talking. Well,
Oh, sorry.
no, you just kind of threw me off balance there. Like I did mean Loki when I said Loki in that case.
Oh, okay, continue. Sorry.
Because I know that Nick can still heal. It's just ah shoot. Now I have to figure out what I was.
Sorry. I thought you. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Uh, but yes, there are plenty around here you can ask just with their experiences with us, though. I know there might be some in-group bias if that's a concern.
Um, do a persuasion check, Dante.
Like, this is not going to be as great. Thinking 12. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, that would take too much time to get reference checks on you, and I suppose you want to head out early.
I
Like,
would say there's only one person you would really need to ask. And well, I guess she's not here. But Malcolm likes to learn from everyone that he meets. And I think that you noticed in his journey that Malcolm is quick to trust others. Malcolm, would you say that Ramiel is your friend?
But yeah, he got a horn like I got two though, but we both got horns, and he's white and black, and we got a lot in common. He's my friend.
Uh, do Simbad. I would have you do a persuasion at disadvantage, but because like Malcolm's technically helping, it's going to be neutral.
Will the sheep logic win?
22.
The sheep logic win.
He says,
Dante's just covering his face over that.
Bartholomew kind of puts his hand on his temples and says, "All right, you're only going to be out there for a little bit, right?"
Not even a week.
And we want to get back before the negotiations happen. Don't really want to spend too much time out there.
If anything, this is mostly just a scouting mission.
Okay, and I don't see any harm in it then. And besides, if any of you die out there, he can just, well, revive you. Unfortunately, that doesn't work on me, so maybe it's about time you put that to use. I'll tell
Wait,
him.
he can't revive you specifically, or no one can revive you?
No one can revive me. It's
He
part of the sigil bonding,
That's a good thing to note.
and it's the part of the passing of apostles too that is involved with that. So yes, keep that in mind. Well, I'm not going with you, so it should be all right.
Right, but just in future cases, if
Yeah.
when
Well,
we end up making our way across the other side of the continent.
if you ever end up traveling with Dante, we'll make sure that he keeps a death ward for you.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I'd much appreciate that.
It is something the Mortal Wing does specialize in, that kind of magic.
Okay, well, I'll let Ramiel go with you then, and I'll tell him to do some things on the side for me as well.
What sort of things?
That's
Classified.
classified information.
I'm pretty sure part of them are telling him what stories not to tell us. I understand the sentiment.
Yes. Okay, well, if you're heading out, you better go quick. Get back here in time. You never know what will happen out there.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine.
On one hand, you don't. On the other hand, I could say there's enough experience to. Well, no, you can't even expect the unexpected.
Yeah. All right. So, are you guys leaving right away?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Seems
more or
like it.
less, Sinbad might leave a note for Loki and Melinda before leaving, but that's about it.
All right. Yeah, they're gonna be out for the rest, unless you wanted to maybe catch him before he left. If we can go back in time and do that.
Yeah, if we wanted to, more or less, Sinbad would want to check in on if Melinda felt like he could see or his power was called on while Sinbad was away, with him using summon dragon and it bringing out Melinda's older self, more or less.
He says, I did feel somewhat of a pull recently. A pull on my
And
being.
Sinbad says, I tried it once before and I couldn't surmise the connection, so it seems, I guess, strangely enough, the more time we spend together, the more connected we become.
Yes, it is. I'm glad to be of use to you rather than just providing sustenance.
Well, I'm glad to have that, but again, I'm more just curious what the connection is and what it means. And besides, it's always fun to teach people triple triad. Between you and Jameson, I think you're more or less evenly matched. But it'll be interesting to see who becomes the tiebreaker next time I pull out the cards.
Yes, I would wish to partake in that recreational card game. It is very enjoyable.
Well, I'll see what I can learn, if I can learn anything out there about us. But I want you to know everything that I'm learning as I go.
I would. I do enjoy hearing knowledge. It piques a certain part of my brain.
Well, hopefully I'll have more to bring back to you. Although I suppose you also, I imagine you don't know anything about this Coatl thing.
It is unfamiliar to me.
I didn't think it would be, but
Where did you
uh,
even learn such a word?
it means flying magic celestial snake with wings.
Ah,
It was told to me by someone who I met at a tea shop in the Sand Continent a while ago. An old retired adventurer.
I am unaware of such a thing.
Yeah, well, I didn't think we had him either, but I suppose for every myth there is some truth to it. But that's more or less what I just wanted to talk to you about, is just let you know everything that I've been learning and experimenting with to find out how deep our connection goes, and I think I'd call that a success.
Yes. And as you say that, Loki comes around, like offering to go on hunting duty, and then Ivy like just walks away back into the fort.
The mental image of Ivy just being like neat and then disappearing is so
Nice.
amusing to me.
All right, and then Sinbad is going to say, so how are you feeling after that? I can take one guess, but
Yeah, you can probably guess. To be honest, I'm mostly going out hunting just because it's something to take my mind off things.
it's a good way of handling those kinds of situations. That's what I did, take my mind off of the mark when I first received it anyway, was something similar.
Suppose that mark weighs heavily on you, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, I suppose kind of. It's not there, but it still has its impact.
Can't
But
real
this is more or less the second family you've lost now, isn't it?
I would not consider my first family, quote unquote, to be one I lost, more one I abandoned, unless he Proteus himself, in which case him I would consider lost, but otherwise, yes. Baldur, the name of the Zorak who sired me, I barely ever considered him a father, but Commander Uriel was someone who I always looked up to as a father.
Hmm. Well, unfortunately, I can definitely understand the amount of pain a father can give you when he feels he's in the right.
Indeed.
But
I
if you're going to be staying around, maybe you should get to know my father, if for no other reason than to understand my family a bit more. Sabrina wants to welcome you in with open arms, but I think you might want to learn a little bit more before committing to that.
well, Sabrina tends to speak with your father at some point in time, then I could try and be present for that conversation at the very least. I don't know how well it will go over, but I can at least
Conversation. Go on.
speak with him, get to know him better.
Yeah, well, that's all you really can do. I mean, that might be a good icebreaker. Who knows? Talk Talking to him is sometimes pretty intense. But
As he is your father, I imagine that comes from a very biased perspective, but I suppose I will see soon enough.
I mean, it doesn't sound like Proteus has had good talks with him either. I sat there and listened to him for about an hour, and that seemed about an average conversation between me and him going over with Proteus too. He's
Proteus,
just My father's just prudent and wants to turn over every leaf, and Proteus doesn't exactly want all of his leaves turned over.
well, luckily, unlike my cousin, I would consider myself more of an open book. Honesty has always been my policy and always will be my policy, so whatever leaves he wants to turn, I have no qualms of talk no qualms against talking about.
Well, that's good. The fact that you have hope in forming a relationship with him, I think, is good. And I suppose also you'll have everyone here as well to try to fill in whatever void might have appeared.
Yes, that is true. I would like to get to know the people in this fort better. That's something on my agenda soon, in fact. I believe I don't know if it'll fill the void of the comrades I lost, but I believe if nothing else, I have thrown my lot in with you guys, so it's about time I get to know everyone and put myself out there.
Yeah. Overall, I think with everyone that we've brought in here, we have been able to accomplish a lot more than we would have been able to otherwise. And, Alderion used to think that's just because people had useful skills. But with everyone we come in, I find that their knowledge, their perspective, and their opinion has brought more weight than I think we even realize.
People are people are not island. We we require, despite how many people believe that they can do things on their own, we all require each other's aid in order to be successful and in anything. That is why organizations are created, groups of like minded people to band together for a common cause. Many ways, that's something that the faiths, the politician, and the mages all have in common. We all desire companionship and we all desire to work together.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Even as much as they dislike the MDRA, the Hallowed Flames definitely did not seem to not want to make connections with Sabrina and I, which I've always found to be curious considering what we are. I find it interesting that when they met the individual, they didn't see the organization.
I will not make claims that the Hallowed Flames are perfect. There are many things that they are lacking in, but at the very least, they I do want to believe that they have good hearts.
Well, if you keep leading by example, I think one day they might find redemption in in you, at least as far as they are concerned.
Perhaps. I hope for it at the very least. Even if they do not see me as one of them anymore, all I want in this world is to have people trust me.
It seems
Well,
we are like-minded.
So I suppose in that way we are.
trust is also not exactly something that is as cut and dry as people think. You can trust people in different ways to different degrees. But
Yes,
I suppose the ultimate test of your capabilities will be to get Ivy to trust you.
I assume he's saying that to Melinda.
No, he's saying it to both of them.
Oh. I don't know Ivy too well, but the fact that she saved Sabrina's life means much to me. So I would like to at least get to know her better.
I don't know, find shiny green rocks. I'm sure she would like those.
We are talking about actual shiny green rocks, not like ether. Like you're talking about emeralds, right?
I don't know, emeralds, jades. There's sapphires can be green too, actually, believe it or not.
Huh.
But something to that extent.
I suppose if I find some gems that I'm willing to part with, perhaps I might hand her a few as a sign, as a token of, or at least an attempt of friendship.
Yeah. I think the trick there would be to do it with the right activity as well, because if you just bring stuff to her all the time, then she'll be suspicious of you all over again.
That's fair. Though I should at the very least give her something as thanks for saving Sabrina, so that is one thing I should work to doing at some point in time. The rest, I suppose, will have to come in time.
Well, I suppose you'll have a few days to figure that out while I'm away between the two of you, so maybe you guys can come up with something together.
Perhaps.
But that's what I came to say and report to you guys. You're doing good stuff out here, and I will see you in probably 3 to 5 days.
Do take care. I know your situation is complicated, but even in your complicated situation, Sabrina would be devastated if something happens to you.
Well, I don't intend to die again, but also at the same time, I will prioritize my life the least because mine is a timer and no one else's.
Even still,
I mean, given the option, I'll get everyone out, but if I have to sacrifice one person, I'm not letting someone else make that choice.
just don't forget that timer is still time you have left. Try not to let it tick short.
I'd hate to have it tick short as well because the time I spend with Melinda is more interesting than I ever bargained for.
I suppose that's at least one reason to stick around. Fairly well, Sinbad.
Yeah, I'm off. And hopefully I'll be able to teach Sabrina triple triad one day. Alright, and he's gonna get with the away team now.
All right. So Loki and Sinbad can take heroic inspiration for that conversation.
Oh, nice.
All right. And I'm going to assume Malcolm, Dante, Nicholas, and Sinbad are all heading out with Ramiel going now.
Correct.
All
Yep.
right. All right. Then I guess we can go to nighttime with Sabrina.
All right. First, she's gonna find Loki because she needs someone to help her extend the spell. Because 10 minutes
Loki's
is
not
kind of
here.
short. That's right. Okay.
Wouldn't he
Loki
be?
should be.
Oh,
Oh
wait.
wait, look, yeah, wait. Loki would
Nick
come
was
back.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Nick who left with us.
yeah. So
Yeah.
once Loki gets back, yeah, you can.
Yeah, she'd wait
Yeah.
for him to get back.
Okay.
Hey, Loki, can you circle cast far screen with me?
Is it time to speak with your father?
Yep.
All
You
right.
don't need to say anything if you don't want to. Just kind of stand off to the side.
If he wants to talk, then I wouldn't mind chatting with him, but I'll let you get out the important bits of information first.
All right. Yeah, that works. She's just gonna take him up to her room, and they'll do it there.
All right. And so,
So before she casts it, she makes sure that it's like evening time, and he
Yeah.
wouldn't be at the school. Actually, you know what? She's gonna first cast sending to him, and she's gonna say, can we talk for a minute? Is now a good time?"
he just says it's an adequate time.
She just she rolls her eyes and looks at Loki and says, "He says it's an adequate time." That's just like him. Anyway, ready?
Yes, I believe
All right.
so.
And she's going to cast far screen at 5th level.
All right.
And Loki has to consume a first level spell slot or higher too.
Yep, which he could do easily.
And it's sort of that sound in Discord when you start streaming, where it's like, bloop,
Ba-dum.
as um, you see him in a room. It appears to be some sort of apartment. You see evidence he was at a desk writing some things before, as like he's particular on like pushing chairs back under table. He's very anal about that, actually. Where if someone is not sitting down for dinner or is not at the study, he pushes the chairs directly underneath the desk or table. And it's not like that right now, assuming presumably he got up and is gonna go back to doing that afterwards. And he and I guess Loki would see this Delphox is very like angular features to him, where Delphox is usually very flowing and whatnot, but like a lot of his like where you would see a curve, it's very angular and straight. He has in his ears, he has kind of that Reed Richards touch of gray coming out of his ears. He's wearing a pair of spectacles. He looks very he looks like a very stern old fox. Um and his hands are behind his back right now. And he looks at you, Sabrina, and says, "What happened to your fur?"
Huh?
And she looks at it and she's like,
Oh, right, I'm silver. It was a curse that happened due to a magic surge.
Well, all the more warning of my futile attempts to tell you to leave that place and come back.
Well, funny you should say that. Um, well, I heard that you had a little talk with Sinbad and Proteus,
I did.
and Proteus is currently working on a communication circle spell scroll for you. As for the logistics of getting it to you, I've also heard that there is a teleportation circle underneath the university.
No, they had that removed.
Oh, that. Okay, that.
Underneath the university is where a malfeasant necromancer and one of the school's faculty were using it as some sort of demi-plane to conduct horrific experiments.
I see. So, okay, that throws out that idea.
she kind of thinks for a bit.
You don't know of any other. No, it wouldn't matter even if you did. Alright, I guess never mind then. I was gonna see if we could get something lined up to get us over there, but if that's not the case, I guess, I won't really waste your time then.
Do you have connections at the MDRA?
Sort of. I'm going to be meeting with someone named Estelle, and I think she was gonna bring Rios in pretty soon, to talk with the MDRA, or not the MDRA, the Hallowed Flames.
Because what do you know about the edicts? Pop quiz.
Well, there is a whole lot to know about the edicts, so much that I don't really have the time, even though I've extended this spell for an hour.
Well, more so on the article of magical goods and services.
Well, the MDRA has to sell their services to pretty much anyone. They have to be unbiased to it.
Yes, and I've I have personally witnessed Proteus and his lot have an estate currently in Loomhausen, and one of those magic services could be.
Teleport us there.
I was thinking more install a teleportation circle in that estate.
Yes, that would work.
It will cost quite a bit, though.
I would imagine so, but we, well, there's a lot of gold to be had, and we have a lot of gold. I don't think some of our friends would be very happy of us giving a lot of it away, but they don't really have a say in that.
All I am saying is that could be a way for you to get back. And I would hope you would stay back here in Loomhausen once you do.
As much as I would like that, there's no real point to it if the entire world's going to freeze over and everyone's going to die anyway.
Well, I think that other group has the means to deal with that themselves.
You mean the group that calls themselves Snow?
Yes.
Maybe, but I don't think I can, with the right mind, just leave this place. They have information that we don't, and we have information that they don't. Together, we're stronger.
Well, you're communicating to me through a portal in the wall. Can you not do that instead if you have information?
Hang on. Repeat that. My brain restarted real quick.
You are communicating to me from a long distance through a portal in the wall. Can you not do that to share what information you and Sinbad have?
I could, but my concern is if the Hallowed Flames see it. I don't think they like spells that are non-standard.
Well, if you wish to employ their services, the MDRA's services, and speak to me then, maybe we should save both our time and put that off till then.
Right. All right, well, there was just one other thing I wanted to touch on real quick. Actually, two other things. Do you know anything about the directors at all? I know they're elusive and it's a long shot, but Estelle seems to know Ryosen pretty well, so I figured it's not out of the question that you may have met one.
I do know Ryosen, and he was it's the only director I really know. And he was very notorious in his ideals of making the MDRA a safe place for Monoborn.
Do you think he's trustworthy?
The thing about the directors is they actually probably all hate each other. So it's not best to lump them all into one pot, so to speak. And, well, let's just say Ryozen wasn't any part of the reason I departed from the MDRA.
All right. I have met him before, and he did seem like he seemed honest, but I just wanted to get I just want to get as much information as I can on him because we recently learned some things about one of the other directors, and they're not good.
I would imagine. Some of them may be liches or worse.
It was definitely along those lines, I'll tell you that much.
And again, I don't wish for you to be battling those forces.
I know, but if this leads into my other thing I wanted to talk about, if there is going to be a new directorate, someone has to do it.
Yes,
And I hear that you would be interested on being such a board of directors.
I would. Me and Glinda we had this conversation with the group you call Snow, and it was more of an offhand comment, and I did not expect any of this to be a reality, but I would wish to be part of the directorate. But know this, I did not expect everyone to go through with it.
Well, it's still in the works right now. Right now, we're just trying to get the MDRA and the Hallowed Flames to get along.
And then
But,
you're going to betray the MDRA afterwards and clean out their directors?
well, who says all of the directors need to go? If Ryosen really is trustworthy and honest in his desire to make the MDRA a safe place for mages, I don't see why there's any reason to kick him off of it.
Yes, but the other ones I'm more so talking about, especially the one that you encountered or found out they have something akin to lichdom. They will bear on you with full force.
I know. But as far as getting the MDRA and the Hallowed Flames to get along, the main goal of that is just to get the Hallowed Flames to see that the average mage isn't like that. I've met a lot of MDRA members, and they just love their craft. They just want to many of them just want to use it to make the world a better place, and I think the Hallowed Flames need to see that before they come to the realization that, well, they're already at the realization that the higher ups, while they're not good, the lower rungs of the ladder do not hold those same values or desires necessarily, and I think it would be good for them to see that.
The problem is the MDRA is an organization that is self-run, self-governed, and they are secretive about several things, and that is why they all get lumped into one basket. The outside perspective is the higher ups are just training the lower rungs to world domination and all these flights of fantasy. When it is not like that, but all I have is my word. And I am a monoborn, so what is my word worth?
Well, you're also honest, more so than the average mage would be. And I know to the Hallowed Flames that means a lot.
But it's more of an example of why no monoborn's word is worth anything when explaining the hierarchy in the MDRA.
Well,
Then I believe it is important that the Hallowed Flames come to learn and understand that even if it's not an easy thing to explain, it is something important for them to know.
And who are you?
My name is
Sabrina steps aside so that Loki can get into view.
my name is Loki. I was dash I was a member of the Hallowed Flames, and I still consider my values to align with them for the most part, but I've grown more open to accepting other viewpoints recently, or at least trying to learn from other viewpoints.
Well, what is it exactly you were doing there?
Do you mean in the ice content or here?
Well, you say you were part of the Hollow
I
Flames.
was. Yes, I was once, and I was killed in the middle of a mission. And despite the Hallowed Flame beliefs, me, despite the fact that after death as a Hallowed Flame I should have joined the Flame, I was asked by two important people in my life to come back, so I chose to come back in order to protect them.
Well,
And now I stand with this group in hopes of ending the flame curse and in hopes of making this world better than it currently is.
so you are a protector?
Yes,
Well, then. And you died.
yes.
Don't worry, I'm not judging you.
Power word kill is quite difficult not to die to.
All I'm saying is maybe the best way to protect some of your charges is to take them out of this battlefield.
Sabrina just kind of folds her arms and kind of looks away a little bit.
Perhaps that may be so, but many of them choose to continue this fight. And maybe it would be best if some of them just didn't continue, but They have a passion, conviction that I cannot argue against, nor would I want to argue against.
And you say power word kill is what felled you.
Correct.
Knowing that. Knowing it can be over in an instant by a single word from someone. How safe is it there for those you wish to protect?
It is not safe, but soon enough, there will be no safe spot. While you say the snow crew can do what they can, I believe that we need all hands on deck if we are to make the world a safe place. There is danger all around the corner. In some ways, running away from it would be just admitting defeat. And in truth, Power World Kill would have not have been my end if it weren't for extenuating circumstances. We do have Revivify, and we do have ways of bringing people back. So at that venture, we do have counters against it, but regardless, I will not ask Sabrina to leave this fight if she does not wish to. And she has made it clear that she wants to see this to the end. And I believe there is something in that.
Trust me. There are scarier things than death in this world.
Sure, there is.
Those you may or may not encounter. But even a powerful spell to rekindle the flame will do nothing to that sort of force.
I'm aware. And I'm aware many of those dangers do persist. But who would I be to say, leave this fight? Who would I be to say, to go away? Sometimes there are things that one's heart and one's duty requires them to do, and I will not be the one to tell them that you simply cannot. In truth, I could walk away from this fight if I so chose, but I would not be able to lift myself if I just simply left the fight. That's partially why I came back in the first place.
And that's why I'm staying here. I don't think I could live with myself if I just basically said, I'm going to live out the last couple of months or years, however long it takes for the ether to spread around the planet and choke it out and freeze it to death, when I could have done something. I. In the grand scheme of things, Dad, I grown faster than so many mages do. They study in the MDRA for years just to get to where I've gotten to. I came here as a first circle caster, and I'm well on my way to being a seventh circle caster at this point. If I keep growing at this rate, me and all of my friends here, we're going to be one of the last things on the planet that could potentially stand up to something like this.
Yes, you're true about the growth on a battlefield rather than studying. But the thing that those ones studying have over you is they know how to temper those abilities.
Well, don't count me out just yet. I have access to ways to temper those abilities. In fact, I just started today working on learning how to control the ether rather than just throwing it around willy-nilly.
You don't get it, Sabrina. You just don't get it. You think you could just press a button to understand everything. When it's not like that, it is time and patience which tempers these abilities. The sorcerer lords of old didn't have that.
Hang on, Quill's processing. Okay,
The
Quill
sor-
understands now.
Okay.
They didn't have the ether, they had time, I get it. But time is just another resource, just like the ether is. Besides, I don't plan on keeping the ether around. Like the Hallowed Flames, I think it would be best if it was destroyed. Or at least eliminated from our world. But while we have it, we need to use it so that it doesn't overtake us. And if I can grow along the way, I may as well.
Well, my efforts to reach you and convince you to come back are obviously not working. You can use my advice to install a teleportation circle in that manner of your friends, and you can come back to Loomhausen. I'm not going to
I,
force you to stay back there, but I highly implore you to, Sabrina.
I understand, Dad. I wish I could. I wish I could just come home, but believe me, I wish I could, but I can't. I've been wrapped up in this, and I can't get out of it at this point.
Then I don't see anything else that further needs to be discussed.
I don't think there is either, but thank you for your input. All right, well, I should I be able to get to Loomhausen, I'll be sure to pay you a visit and at least say hi.
He gives a slight nod.
And she drops the spell.
Yeah, you watch it. Ba-da-boom.
Didn't.
Well, I certainly see what Sinbad means when he says that your father is quite intense.
Yeah. He's always been like that. Well, at least to me. He kind of let Sib off the hook a whole lot more than I would have liked when we were growing up, but that was because Sib more worked under our mom.
At the very least, I know that his words are not out of any sort of disdain or out of selfishness. He wants you to come home because he cares greatly for you.
I know. Despite what I thought growing up, I know now that he does love me. He wants me to be safe. He doesn't want to lose me like he's technically lost Sinbad. But
But
I don't know.
it's not that simple.
It's not. I think he knows that.
I believe he does deep down too. It's not something that's easy to admit, but I believe he knows full well that this isn't a fight you can simply move from. In some ways, I do
Humans.
understand how he feels. I don't want to see you die again like I saw before, but I can't ask.
She smiles and says,
Well, that the same goes for me. I don't want to see you die the way you did before either.
But there is no safe roads, and you and I both know that we have to do what we can.
Yeah.
Th-
If we don't, then the world we know it as we know it will freeze over. And whoever isn't willing to have the ether installed in his or her body, well, they're going to die. It's up to us to make sure that doesn't happen.
It's a great way burden to carry, but at least we have each other to carry it with us. That's
Yeah.
one thing the Sorcerer Lords didn't have. They didn't have people who were willing to open up to them absolutely. We have each other to walk our path.
And we'll get there in the end. Even
I
if we have
believe
to die a few more times.
Not an idea, I think. Not a pleasant idea, but yes. I believe that if we stay the course, we can make it. We just need to have each other's backs.
Well, I'll always have yours, Loki. I'm glad you made it back to the gate when you did, so that I could be there when you had to talk to Uriel about what happened to you.
I'm glad you were there, even if I wish you didn't have to see that.
Oh, I'm kind of glad I did. It really put Uriel's heart on display. He showed us what kind of person he was, really. His heart isn't turned toward his fellow person, it's turned toward tradition. His god isn't the flame, it's a set of rules. He doesn't want to spread light and keep it lit. He just wants to enforce order at the expense of letting the light go out. His message is on his lips, but his heart is far from it. As far as I'm concerned, he's a hypocrite, and he proved it that day.
Loki is silent for a few moments. He says, perhaps the Hell Flames has always been very steeped in tradition, and it's hard to break that. But I think the Hell Flames and Uriel will need to start embracing a future where some traditions will need to be broken. Because if they're so stuck in the past, then they won't be able to walk into the future.
Well, if you ask me,
she puts her paw on his shoulder.
I'd say you're a pretty good start to that change.
I don't know if I'd consider myself that, but I'm glad you feel that way at least. It does make me feel a lot better about myself. And I hope you can manage to prove yourself to your father. Show him that you were right to stay here.
I hope so. All I ever really wanted from him is to be proud of me. That's why
I
I
can't
work so hard, why I carry around a spell book that weighs probably about as much as I do at this point, filled with all of my notes and scribbles and musings about things that other people just don't think about.
Well, I can't say I've ever felt that with Balder. I can say there is one person who I've felt the same to. so I understand the feeling.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Well, I've never felt that with Baldur. It's a feeling I have felt with another person, so I understand the sentiment at the very least, even if it isn't with the one who sired me.
Who's Balder?
My father, at least, I will never call him my father, but
I see. I
by
guess
all
I
of my,
should have understood that from the context. Sorry.
yeah, I never liked him, so I can't say I understand the idea of wanting to impress your biological father, but I did want to. I did want Commander Uriel to see me in a better light.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm sure he did until he came back, and honestly, I don't think his reaction is warranted, but I don't think we need to beat that dead horse.
Yeah. Still, that's my way of at least saying I understand how you feel.
Thanks. Well, I've I've got to get back to work practicing with these tools. Grimoire is showing me how to use them, and I'd say I made some pretty good progress today.
Well, if you need my help in whatever way you can, I'll be spending tomorrow doing a morale check around, but perhaps the day after that I can at least give you whatever guidance I can.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you, Loki.
You're welcome. I'll leave you to that. I should go get some rest myself.
Right. Have a good night, Loki.
You as well.
All right. So we'll move over to the second day. Um, what was Aiden doing again?
He was
Aiden?
solving.
Yeah, he's been busy just with the selves.
Right. Yeah, right. He's doing just cells. Okay. We move to the second day. Sabrina's learning. Proteus is making. Aiden desalving. Who am I forgetting? Loki is
Loki.
free.
Yeah. All right. So, time for the fun time. Loki is going to go up to Ivy and ask her to take Melinda's place for hunting today.
No, I wouldn't do that, but they're forcing you to do it with that thing anyway.
Well, at the very least, Melinda would like to accompany as I do a morale check and get to know the people around the fort. So, at the very least, for today's hunting, you would not have to do it with her around.
Well, maybe I'm having trouble communicating this, but I have to go with that kid, that big guy, and that thing that tried to kill me to go hunting. I can't replace that thing that tried to kill me because they're going to be short one person.
Well, yesterday we did quite a lot of good work, so I intend to ask Alderion to let me take Melinda around since we had quite an efficient day yesterday.
Okay. Well, what can you give me to let me do this then? I need a little bit of motivation. You see.
uh, even have. uh,
So you're like going through your pockets and stuff. Yeah, pocket lint won't suffice.
I was not intending to give you pocket lint. Let's see. Yeah, I suppose so. Loki will pull out the crystal greatsword and he says, "Will this suffice as motivation?"
Yeah,
You,
sure,
I'm
sure, done.
very well. It's a bit more cumbersome than what I'd like to use anyways, so
I'll throw it into the pile with all my other stuff. But only one day.
very well.
And if you can convince that guy in the library to do this, I guess you got to do that first.
Right. Suppose I will have to do that.
Then get on with it.
Loki gives a nod and he begins making his way to the library.
And you go in the library where you see Alderion, and he like peps up a little bit, but then sees it's you, and he says, "Oh, yes,
Are you expecting someone else?
I was expecting that Ramiel."
Ah,
Out of all the
sorry.
people that you've brought back with you, he seems very intellectual and very compatible with me, let's say.
I apologize. I haven't seen him around yet today, so I'm not sure what he is up to.
Perhaps I should ask that apostle. Yes, I don't really like starting conversations.
Well, it's the best way you can get to understand people.
Yes, I've been trying to do that before you were here, and it is difficult for me. I am not made like Orthonatrix, or Pandora, or Thor, or Azalith.
Perhaps not, but I do believe, or at least I do see that there is wisdom in your eyes. Even if the conversations aren't easy, I believe there's a lot anyone here can learn from you. Mind, not everyone may take your advice, but
Well,
still,
I
and
think
even if you know much, there's much you can learn from just talking with others too.
that's already been proven far enough, as everyone always comes to me for advice. It's just, well, that does not seem like a healthy relationship, but I cannot deny I rebuke it when someone is trying to genuinely talk to me, and I guess I'm just not made for that. Which it was such a surprise for you bringing that celestial.
Perhaps it's because you, perhaps it's because he also has ancient intellect like you do.
It's not even that. It's he does. Definitely does. It is it feels comforting speaking to someone who understands what you have to say without you having to explain it.
I see. It's It may not be easy for us, but even still, the more people learn and grow, the easier it will be to make those conversations without you having to explain it.
Hmm. But why are you here, my ad? I ask. Is it to ask me for something?
Not advice as much, but we yesterday we managed to come by with quite a decent load from hunting, and I intend to get a morale check around the base, see how everyone's doing, try and get communication lines and things like that, see how what I could do to help everyone out here. And Melinda, due to her nature and her fears of what she may have been once, she wishes to accompany me. So I've come to ask you to allow me to take Melinda around the base to do my to do that duty with her. I have already gotten Ivy to agree to focus on the hunt as well.
Do a persuasion check.
Alright.
Charisma. Charisma.
What's this funny aura?
I did not put my thing up, but 26.
You do realize that we have lots of mouths to feed in this in this in this location.
Yes, I am well aware. That's why I asked, because we had a good haul yesterday.
You
I would
did.
not have asked if the haul yesterday was barren. And I gave Ivy some motivation.
Then if it is only one day, you can you can relinquish this Belinda of his duties to take a break.
It will indeed only be for one day. Once day is done, he will go back to hunting as before.
I should tell you something too, regarding to the one you call Ivy. I do not harbor such resentfulness as Rathonatrix towards Ivy. I realize that the other group that came here has an attachment to Ivy, and well, any acts of violence against Ivy would be unwise because Ivy is here to stay as long as they are around. But keep in mind, I do not like Ivy and what she is. But I have gotten to the stage where I have to accept her presence here is most likely going to be an extended one. But I would ask you not to fault Rathonatrix for his disposition towards her, as he is clearly more vocal. He is, in fact, I've never seen him like this towards another individual. And that is because Ivy is an echo, as I have dubbed it, of us. We were present in those echoes' body while they wreaked havoc. And from my knowledge, the one Rathonatrix was prisoner to murdered and killed several people. And I thought I'd make you understand where that attitude towards Ivy is coming from, as he probably sees her as the rest of what he had to bear experience to. And that has probably skewed his perception towards such things. But I'll have you know, I don't. Ever since, ironically, he told me to open my heart to this group that has adopted us into their fort here, I bear no ill will against her for the time being. In fact, the missions I send her out on to hunt food are probably the easiest, considering Ivy is a dragon. And we have plenty more mouths to feed now that we have a whole other group has joined us. So don't look at my treatment of Ivy as one of malice. It is just one of logic. There's no bias or prejudice that I am what I ask Ivy to do.
I understand. In truth, it's very easy. I've heard tale of what the Echoes have done. While I was not involved with any of the destruction they wreaked, I heard about it plenty from my time with the Howled Flame. So I understand being trapped in such a position, watching yourself commit countless atrocities, and then seeing another come in just the same as you. I can understand fully why it is such a difficult thing to deal with. So I do not put blame on any of you for it. My position at this point is that I want to believe in her because she rescued someone dear to my heart. But I understand that there are still many situations and circumstances surrounding her that make things incredibly difficult. So, like I said, I do not blame you, and I
I
do not blame Orthonatrix.
it
That being said, have you tried telling her that sending her on hunting missions is simple logistics and nothing against her?
I have explained why she needs to do it, yes, and she has complained every single time.
I see. I figured I would ask just in case. I can, at the very least, try and explain that to her, though. I believe, from her perspective, she sees it as you guys sending her out on missions while you guys do nothing in this base, which is from her perspective, not from mine.
You you can perceive it as doing nothing, but I have worked to studying the texts of this library that you yourselves have come to ask me knowledge on. And even if it weren't for that, we are far too weak in our states to do anything of relevance. And if we cannot risk ourselves before the dragon rite, as well, if one of us dies, it cannot perform the dragon rite. In fact, we still can't perform it, considering what is going on with Ivy and Ezlith.
Indeed, once we can mount further on, hopefully we can learn some way to allow the Dragon Rite to happen. And I understand that it's simply a matter of your lack of strength, and you have helped out in small ways where you could. Thor helped me train as I was getting used to the new abilities I was granted, and you helped me perform the rite of rekindling in order to gain the power to protect my allies in fight. So, like I said, that is from Ivy's perspective. It is certainly not from mine.
Yes, well, I just figured I should try to explain things a little better to you. And
I thank you for that.
my disposition on Ivy.
I understand. Perhaps I can try. Granted, I expect that she will not be too receptive, but perhaps I can at least try and reach out and explain those things to Ivy.
I have known her long enough, that being 21 days, or 20 days, to know that she won't.
Yes. But, well, if you don't try and reach your hand out, then you accomplish nothing.
Well,
Even if it's small or bit by bit, at least trying to come to an understanding is better than letting things wallow.
Well, for the time being, Melinda is excused from any of his duties for today.
Thank you. I'll be sure to inform him of that.
And if that is all you need, you are excused as well.
Thank you. And Loki leaves to go tell Melinda.
You see him almost like getting prepared to go.
All right, Melinda. I have spoken with Rothonatrix, and you're free to accompany me for the day.
Oh, uh, I thought we were gonna go on a, okay, you can stay back here, says Jameson.
Don't worry, Jameson. Melinda will be back to his duties tomorrow, so you and him will be able to go back to doing that tomorrow as well.
Yeah. Just keep in mind this is only one day, says Ivy.
Indeed.
And then Isaac, Jameson, and Ivy head out. What did you wish to do first, Sir Loki?
Well, for the moment, I believe it would be best to focus on the ones that the group calling themselves Snow brought. Believe the I believe that the Leafeon is at least has an affinity with the Howl Flame, so she might be a good first person to start with, but more or less I just intend to go around to the people here, speak with them, see how they're doing, see if they need anything, perhaps help them and assist them if I can, and just sort of get an idea of how everyone's feeling, what my intentions are.
Yes, we can do that. I believe Miss Rebecca is in the southern room on the second floor.
Alright, then we could start with her.
Yeah, so you climb up the stairs to the room, and you do see Rebecca in there, sorting through all the stuff that was brought back when Sabrina came back.
Am I interrupting something, Rebecca? Was it?
Oh no! You certainly aren't. I'm just organizing stuff because I'm about to go through a an operation on Wooloo, and I don't really have the experience to do it. So it's my first time opening someone up, and someone's fate being directly in my hands, and one wrong move could and she faints.
Loki just blanks there for a moment, like, oh gosh, what did I run into? And he sort of tries to help resuscitate her.
Oh, sorry. Did I faint again? I do that when I'm under a lot of pressure.
All right, first, close your eyes,
Okay. I'm
breathe in, out, slow. Don't focus on anything else but the sound of your own breath.
I'm doing that.
Think of something that relaxes you, perhaps as Leafeon, perhaps the natural noise forest, the smell of fresh leaves.
Okay, I think I'm okay.
All right. Remember, the first thing you need to remember is do not panic.
Yeah, when I'm in
If
the heat of things, I don't usually faint. It's just when I think about the things that I'm about to do is when I faint.
then focus on sorting through for now and try not to really think about why you're doing. For now, just focus on getting everything sorted.
Yeah, it's really a miracle they managed to get all this. There's Sabrina. I think that was her name.
Yeah, that was Sabrina.
Huh.
It was certainly a stroke of luck. Though I suppose, considering where she was, it makes sense that most of the stuff was in there. In all
Yeah,
honesty, it's better in our paws than theirs.
yeah, that's where we were gonna try to go on a secret mission and grab all this stuff, but yeah, well, I know I hear she died as a result of getting this stuff, but I mean she's alive now, and well, we have all the equipment to undergo an operation.
Indeed. And I'm sure you will not be alone in that operation.
No, Dante.
Dante will yes, Dante will likely be there, and I'll likely be there as well.
And I think that mage grimoire was going to be there too.
Yeah, I suppose she'll be needed to help ward the ether or whatever you were planning on doing with him.
Well, I've been talking about it, and well, there's we have to ask Malcolm when he's ready to do it, but there's some things we can do to well, we'll try to put it in simpler terms for him when he's back.
Yes, I'm sure he would get it eventually as you explain it, but explaining it simply for the moment would be best.
Well, we can either keep the unpredictability of the ether, or we can try and focus it to much like those creatures you encountered. Because
Yes.
Grimoire says we can't really get rid of the ether in his body as it's kind of melded with it, but we can ward it off and make it channel throughout his body in different ways.
I can't entirely claim to know how to work with the ether, the Howl Flames simply destroyed it.
Mhm.
But Sabrina believes that there's at least some potential in working with it, so however you guys decide to handle it, I believe you'll be able to do it.
Mhm. Grimoire seems to be keen on keeping the ether around as well.
It's the ether is in many ways a danger, but potentially a blessing as well. It can create amazing things, but it can create terrible things too. I
Well,
suppose I was talking with Melinda yesterday about how power is both a blessing and a curse, and I believe the ether is some ways one of those.
yeah. Well, on the back on the air continent, I was accompanying the Hallowed Flames with several of their missions to be sort of, it was called the lay hands, where we went around and healed travelers because the roads have been kind of plagued by bandits around Loomhausen, and they went around healing folk, and I did it too, but more practical methods. I'm a paramedic, but I definitely didn't see anything bad in them. And well, I'm not really involved in what the conflict between the mages and the clergy. I was just with them because they were helping people, and that's what I want to do too. I want to be the greatest medic in the world.
It's a complicated thing, but I do not believe the Howled Flames. In fact, though I'm no longer a member, I still follow many of the Howled Flames' beliefs. I believe they are very much people willing to help. At least many of the members are.
Yeah, that's all I saw back in the city.
The further you get into an organization, the more complicated things are. I believe that's true of almost every organization.
Hmm. Well, that's kind of where my mind is at right now.
Do you need anything to help assist you? Melinda and I are going around to help get an idea of how people are doing and see if we can help in any way.
Well, if you go up to the garden, you could maybe ask Vanitas to try planting some healing herbs rather than just all poison.
I was not aware he was only planting poison.
Well, he's not actually, but it seems to be he definitely did a number on this place. He actually put in some pretty beautiful flowers, but the main harvest is he seems to only be doing poison. And well, I don't really have time to plant some flowers. All I'm asking is if he instead of poison, maybe just put a bit of like healing herbs too.
Alright, well, I suppose that'll be our next task then.
Mhm. Well, thanks. It was good talking to you.
It was good talking to you too. If you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
I won't.
I guess Logan's gonna. When everyone's busy and you're the only one who's free.
You're the only one who's free.
You have the day off. How does it feel?
Apparently, it involves quite a lot of talking.
What we can do is we can go another 15 minutes and then we can kind of do this off screen.
Sure.
Yeah, but let's
Besides,
let's
it
try.
was Loki speaking with Vanitas was probably going to be the most interesting event anyway. So
All right. Uh the garden is in the northwestern tower on the top floor, or second to top floor. Yeah, it's this one.
Right.
And yeah, this place looks. I guess you never saw it for past reference, but it's very like brimming with green and colors, and there's just a lot. It smells really sweet in here, and you actually even smell it a few floors down before you get in here. And if you're very sensitive to like pollen, then it like kind of hurts your nose to be in here.
Well, Loki is a ghost right now, and technically
Uh,
he's resistant to poison, so or and immune to the poison condition. So
yeah,
I guess right now it doesn't really bother him.
yeah. You see him like trimming some flowers, and so like he's kind of pruning them too to just make it look nice.
Vanitas, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't think you wanted to talk to me.
Well, I'm going around and doing just a wellness check for generally the people here, and since you came with the snow crew, I figured getting to know you would be a good idea. I was also asked by Rebecca if you would consider planting some healing herbs here.
Uh, well, I guess, but well, I guess no one's really using the poison anyway.
I really don't want to ask this, but why are you planting a lot of poison here?
Because it's what I'm good at. I guess I should preface this conversation is you do know that I was a cutthroat assassin, right? And you're a member of the all powerful truth people or whatever they're called.
Loki's just like standing there for a second, like, what the heck did I just hear? No, this was news to me.
Well, just in case that I rather you hear it from me than from someone else because I think they, especially Proteus, will try to tell you how awful and evil I am.
Dare I ask what a cutthroat assassin is doing here?
Okay, well, okay, I guess I gotta unload my history on you too, just so that isn't taken out of context. Okay, so are you aware of the murder? Loomhausen, have you ever
Uh,
been?
uh, that's a good question, actually, because Loki's father was in criminal activity, so
I'll leave it up to you
I
if you've
guess,
been there or not.
uh, I'm gonna leave it up to the dice. 4, 5, 6.
Mm, yep.
3. Okay. Um, no, I've seen Loomhausen before, but I haven't really been there or heard of any of its criminal activity. I
Well,
try to stay away from that stuff.
there's a very notorious criminal organization called the Murder, and as yours truly was part of. But they decided they didn't want me anymore and cast me out. And then I swore revenge to take down their organization and the person that told them to do so in preferably a slow and very painful death.
I see. So you are an ex-con then.
Yes. Well, I say X. I wasn't exactly cleared of all the murders I've done while I was with them, so it's more like I'm on the down low.
Well, you have been staying here for 20 days and no one has had a knife in their backs, so at
Well,
the very least, you're definitely staying on the down low around here.
well, that is because, believe it or not, I value trust above everything else. And I told the other crew that I would not betray them, and I actually accidentally joined their little expedition, but you got to make what you got. I said I wouldn't betray them. I'm not going to kill them, and I technically work for them now. I'm staying in their place, and if I act out of line, they're probably going to kick me out. But that's kind of my story and why I'm here.
I see. Well, the idea of having a con is not exactly one I enjoy. The fact I do at least, I think it's admirable that you value trust. That's something we can both agree on.
Yeah. And I know it's going to come up. I've heard about this queen character, right? You've been dealing with this longer than I have here.
Yes, Queen's been quite the thorn in everyone's side here.
I told you I value trust, so I'm not going to go pretend like I'm part of her group. I'll go kill her. I'll go spy on her. I don't think anyone really knows where she is, so that's not going to be an issue. But the point is, I'm not going to lie to people. Maybe this is what got me kicked out.
Criminal organizations generally don't like people who aren't willing to lie and betray. I know one criminal who's certainly very much the type that would lie and betray at a moment's notice.
So relay that to them if they decide to make me some sort of double agent. That is not my gig. And besides the point, I've been here for almost a month. And I don't know. I just don't feel that call for bloodthirsty revenge as strongly anymore. That's why I suggested Lowen pardon all of, well, not you. Yeah, I think you're fine. Pardon the group I was with, and maybe give me a job as a spy master or something. I guess all I really wanted was just somewhere to belong, you know?
Well, that's something I believe everyone wants. That's a feeling I knew all too well. It's the reason I joined the cloth in the first place. I share their values now, but it wasn't strictly because I fully believed in them when I first joined, but I wanted people who I believe would be willing to trust me and give me a home.
Hmm.
So I understand the feeling, and the fact that you're moving away from the path of revenge, I think, is a good thing in some ways.
Yeah,
That being said,
you should have
you
seen
plan to
this
be a.
you should have
Oh,
seen this
sorry.
you should have seen this place before I was around. It was no one was taking care of it. I mean, the garden.
Right. I suppose nobody here is really exactly the greatest gardener, but this place does look lovely right now.
Thanks. I put my all into it.
Well, your work here is certainly appreciated.
I mean, I'm harboring a bunch of deadly poisons in it, but don't look that deep into it.
Loki gives another sigh of like, oh gosh.
Don't worry,
Oh.
I'm not going to put it in anyone's food. It's not even ingestible poison. Most of it is contact poison.
I'll try and look past it. Suppose I can't deny that there are some people who may need to die before peace can be made. So I suppose in some ways maybe the poison does have its uses. But that being said, I would very much ask you make some room for some healing herbs.
Yeah,
That way this room isn't just a den of poison.
yeah. I guess I can do that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That being said, I didn't just come to listen to your backstory and talk your ear off. I also came, and also that request, I also came to ask how you've been holding up, and is there anything that you need or that would make your life easier around here?
I'm pretty content in here. I I I just well, I guess I just want to tell you and your group is listen. The first day I came here, I asked if my group if they wanted me to kill them in their sleep or something like that, and I would have done it. But now that I've been shown hospitality by you lot, even if they asked such a thing of me, I would reject. Because like I said before, I don't work like that.
Well, that's, I do believe that, if that's worth anything to you.
Oh, thanks. I never expected it from, well, you know, someone from a very high and mighty religious organization to actually trust me that easily.
Well, like I said, you have been here for several days, and we're all still alive.
But
Besides, I want to believe you're truthful in what you said, and in some ways, I understand. Even if we were on different sides, I understand a lot of what you said very well.
mhm. I guess there's one thing you can do for me.
And that would be
Someone's been picking the flowers in here, and I don't know who. So, and I wouldn't mind this so much. It's just some of these are deadly poison, and well, so an accident could happen.
right. It's probably a little dangerous. Um, Melinda, do you have any idea who might be doing it?
I do not come here up here very often. I have not seen anyone with flowers around the fort. I see everyone around dinner time, but none of them have been holding flowers.
Has it been happening? I suppose to make sure it's not any of us eight, has it been happening while we are all gone?
Yes, it's happened while you were gone. So I know it's not you eight, at the very least.
Alright, that'll at least narrow it down. Very well, I suppose I could try and ask around and see what I can learn.
Hmm. Well, I'd appreciate that. What was your name again? I don't think we've been you're out so often, and I don't think we've really been formally introduced.
Ah, my name is Loki.
Yes, and I'm Vanitas.
Alright. Well, it's nice talking with you, Vanitas.
Yeah, I hope I see you later. I know you probably don't like my like poison, but if you ever need it, I have some really gnarly ones that can like down the largest of Pokemon.
Poison is not quite how I like to operate, but well, I'm keeping an open mind to anything, or many things. So perhaps in the future, we'll see if that changes.
Yeah. I'd love to see how it. Paladins like you. I know you supercharge your weapons with divine force. It's just been racking my brain to see how that works when you put poison on it as well. Like what happens?
If I were to give a theoretical answer, more than likely it would just increase the potency of that attack, but at the same time, I suppose it is quite a curiosity. Though, unfortunately, I suspect the one person I maybe would like to use poison on would more than likely be immune to it.
Yeah, it works that way a lot of the time. I think Ivy's pissed off about that a lot.
Yes, it does appear there are many beasts who carry resistances to that, but suppose when you find the one things that do, it's quite effective.
Yeah, well, like I heard on the grapevine, you're going after some of those high and mighty mages, and I know at the very least they shouldn't be immune to such a thing.
Well, it would depend on what circumstances they've managed to get for themselves, but I suppose, well, I would prefer not to be involved in too many hunts because I don't want to set a precedent of another member of the clergy going on mage hunt.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes up, perhaps that may be an event that perhaps that may be something that a good opportunity to try out how the poison works with the divine smite.
Yeah, so I don't even like a lot of people think of poison as something that'll just kill you, but there are some that can just render those. In fact, I used it in my time in the murder of poison that just renders one incapable of speaking, which mages rely heavily on.
Yes, that would actually be a very effective poison against them.
Yeah, but I look forward to talking to some more. It's I'm usually alone here a lot of the time, and I do enjoy it sometimes. I get a little lonely.
Well, if you need anything or if you just wish to talk with someone, I am available as long as, I'm not busy out there.
Yeah, well, I'll keep an ear open for you as well. Good talking to you, Loki.
Good talking to you too.
And we'll end things off right there, and perhaps do some stuff off screen.
The other people will be noodles.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so I think next time we're going to be joining what's going on outside. While everyone here is making stuff or talking to people.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, sounds like a good idea.
Alright. So until then, we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.